Mic checker. Chicka, chicka, chicka. It's not some, baby. Yeah, a one time, baby. What? For your mind, baby. Yeah, we gon' shine, baby. And what we do, we gon' grind, baby. Yeah. What? And this is another episode, sold of Swingers After Dark. And this is your host, chicka, chicka, chicka. Not some, baby. Yeah. What's good, family? You know, I want to ask the $1 million question, you dig? And I want to talk about slut shaming. Yes, slut shaming and the swinger lifestyle. And what's that $1 million question, you may ask? Now, son, get to the fucking point. The $1 million question is she a slut if she fucks the whole party? Yes. Is a woman a slut? Is she a slore? If she's a smut, if she fucks any and everybody and everything moving at a swinger lifestyle party? Now, there is a double standard. Yes, there is a double standard in the swinger lifestyle. If you're a male, a dude, a male, a man, a guy, or whatever you want to call it nowadays, you could fuck anything moving and people won't think of it. You could get it in. You could bust them cheeks non-stop until you come powder. And people don't give a fuck. They won't judge you. If anything, your stock would rise. On the flip side of that coin, if you're a woman and you get it in and you give up that punani to any and everybody, people are going to side-eye you. People are going to look at you funny. You dig? Now, if you're the type of woman who doesn't care, if you're the type of woman who doesn't give a fuck about how people think and say about you, then totally disregard this episode and wait for the new joint to drop. But if you're a woman who's self-aware, who wants to keep up their standards, their status in the swinger lifestyle, who wants some type of respect from your peers, then I would say that be mindful of not only how many guys that you play with at a swinger lifestyle party, but also vet the dudes who you play with. Vet the dudes who you give up the cookies to. Because you got to realize that you have fuckboys in the swinger lifestyle, you have creeps, you have dudes. They're just fucked up individuals. You know what I'm saying? So you just can't give up the cookies to any and everybody. You just can't give up the punani to any and everybody. You know what I'm saying? So when you go to these parties, you have to make dudes and chicks work for it. You just can't give it up, or you shouldn't give it up all willy-nilly like everything is all good, because people don't value anything that comes easy. I'm going to say that again. People do not value anything that comes easy. Pun intended. Emphasis on the word come. You dig? You know, you don't want to be that chick. Yes, the swinger lifestyle is about sexual expression and, you know, sexual exploration. And the swinger lifestyle is not supposed to be judgmental. It's a judgment-free zone and blah, 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 blah. You know, ideally, the swinger lifestyle is not supposed to be judgmental. You're supposed to do you. You're supposed to get it in where you fit in. You dig? You're supposed to have no cares in the world, because when you come to the swinger lifestyle, it's supposed to be your sanctuary. It's supposed to be your safe haven. You know? On the flip side of that, realistically, people are going to judge when they think you're doing too much. And you don't want to be that chick who's thought of as doing too much unless you don't give a fuck about what people think or say about you. You dig? But you know, on the flip side of that, of not giving a damn, you don't want people to lose respect for you. You don't want people to treat you like you're beneath them, that you have no value, that you're subhuman, that they don't give a damn, they don't care about your existence, that, you know, they look down on you to the point where people are going to disrespect you if they think that you don't have respect for yourself, because you just giving it up to anybody. Me personally, I want to put in a little bit of work. A little bit of work. I'm not saying that a woman has to play hard to get because we're grown and I don't have time for games. But damn, at least I want to have some sort of conversation. Or if, it don't even have to be about that, because sometimes I just want to get it in, and you have women, they just want to get it in from the gate, from the rip, from the get-go. So sometimes there's no conversations that needs to be done. I see you, you see me, my dick is hard, your pussy's wet, let's get it. Ow. You know what I'm saying? Let's just get it. No talk needs to be said. But if you're that type of woman, make sure that you don't do that shit all the time. And if you go to a house party, when you're intimate, when you're in an intimate setting and everybody knows you, then you could just do any and everything that you want because everybody knows you already. Everybody know who you are. And women, when you already establish a reputation of yourself, then you're playing with house cards. You could do any and everything that you want because you already laid down a foundation of respect. You dig? And when people see you, it's like, damn, go ahead with your bad self, because they already know that you're a stand-up woman. They already know what type of woman that you are. But if you're a newbie in the swinger lifestyle, you're a newbie, you striving to get your feet wet, I would say take baby steps first. You know what I'm saying? Go to your first party, voyeur, get to know people, network with people, shake hands and kiss babies on some politician type shit. And then, you may, the next party, fuck one dude or a chick if you go both ways, 2 dudes, 3 dudes, or even 4. But I say if you go to a house party that's hosted by a group, don't fuck more than 3 dudes. You dig? Have like a limit. Have a limit on a pussy. If you don't want people to judge you. Now, if you don't care what people think or say about you, then you shouldn't give a fuck what they think. But if your self-awareness, if you want to uphold a certain image about yourself, then I would say, put a limit on it. You don't have to, but put a limit on it. But when you go to a hotel party, you could do any and everything you want because you have your own room and people don't know what the hell you're doing unless dudes are going to be on some bitch shit and kiss and tell. But when you're at a hotel party, you could do whatever you want to do. You could get it in behind closed doors because people not seeing what you're doing. You did? You can masquerade. You can hide your transgressions, so to speak. You did? And to answer the $1 million question, what do I think? What do I believe? What is my perspective? Is a woman a slut when she fucks the whole party? And the answer is no. Hell no. Emphatically no. Hell motherfucking no, she's not a slut. I just say do you. Because this is the swinger lifestyle, and the purpose of the lifestyle is to fulfill your desires and your fantasies and your fetishes and all that good stuff. You should not give a fuck what people think about you. However, you know the old saying, it's cool to drink, but don't get drunk. You dig? And that metaphor or that saying applies to the swinger lifestyle, And to the family, do not judge people or women who want to get it in, because you don't know this woman. You don't know if she has a boring sex life outside of the parties, and when she get to the parties, she want to fuck everything moving because she's not fucking anything outside of the parties. So how you going to judge this woman for wanting to release those repressed feelings or that repressed desires that she's holding in? You don't know this woman from a can of paint. You don't know if she goes to PTA meetings. You don't know if she goes to church every Sunday. You don't know if she's a good parent. You don't know if she feeds the homeless. You don't know if she donates to worthy causes. You don't know if she's a missionary. You don't know this woman. So why you should judge this woman because she want to get it in and she want to bust it open to the point where she leave out the party bow-legged and pigeon-toed? without a care in the world. You do not know this woman to judge her. So is she a slut? No. Because she could be Mary Magdalene at the party, but she could be Mother Teresa outside of the parties. So let her get her Mary Magdalene on for a day or two. Because before the party or after the parties, she's Mother Teresa. You dig? You know? Some women just want to be let loose. And they want to let their hair down. And they don't want to be judged. They shouldn't be judged. And that leads to my next thought. You know, ladies and gentlemen, fellas, this could apply to you too. You know, you got to realize that every group in the swinger lifestyle is not the same. There are levels to these groups. Every group is not the same. You have freaky groups, you have conservative groups, you have a mixture of both. So before you go to these parties, do research about these groups, because every house is not a home, and every home is not going to appreciate your level of freakiness. They're not going to appreciate your swag. They're not going to appreciate your style, your level of naughtiness. Your sexy, your freak meter is to 10, and theirs is -2, and they're not going to appreciate that. So it's your duty to do research and find out what's the best fit for you, so you wouldn't have to worry about people judging you, so you could get your Mary Magdalene on. You know, you don't have to lie and pretend that you're Mother Teresa when you're really Mary Magdalene, and you don't want to get it in because you're worried about what people think about you. If you have to worry about what people think about you, then that group is not for you. You dig? Find a home in a group. All right? Remember, every group is not the same. Ask questions. Ask questions. Get to know people in groups first. Don't just get buck naked and you don't know your audience. Always know your audience. You have to know your audience. You know, you have to know the temperament of the people at the party. You have to know the personalities at these parties before you go head first. You dig? Before you dive in. You have to know who is who. When you walk in the room, and this goes for any and everything, when you walk in the room, the first thing that you should do is shut up. The second thing you should do is observe. You should observe to see who is who. Who's the movers and shakers of the room. See who is who. See what is what, because you learn a lot when you close your mouth. There's a reason why you could close your mouth and not your ears, because you need to hear things. Close your mouth and open your eyes so you can see and hear and listen. So you can see who is who, what is what, who's the real, who's the fake, who should you deal with, who should you not fuck with. You dig? Don't just be all anxious to bust that nut. You dig? You know? That's just being social. That's just common sense when it comes to being a socialite. And the swinger lifestyle is no different. You have to gauge the temperament of the people to see if that crowd is for you. You giving all these people you're sexy and they don't appreciate it. To a point where it doesn't have to do with judgment people per se. You could just be doing too much to a bunch of people who won't appreciate it. But when you come amongst people who appreciate your level of naughtiness, you're not doing too much, because they appreciate that. They love that shit. You dig? That's why you have to get to know people, and they got to get to know you. Fill out these groups first. You understand? Fill out these groups first to see what's perfect for you, what fits you and your personality. Because the swinger lifestyle is not monolithic. Excuse me. The swinger lifestyle is not a one-size-fits-all thing. No, it's not. It's not a one-size-fits-all thing. So you have to find your home and work from there and branch out, because people will judge you. And ladies, don't just give it up to any and everybody. I understand sometimes you just want to go hard in the paint. Yes, but you don't want to give it up to a no good ass person who doesn't deserve your temple. They don't deserve to worship in the temple of you. You know, don't get Don't give peasants the king's treatment. You dig? So, to wrap it up, is she's a slut if she fucks the whole party? No, she's not. Some people may think she's a slut, but me, no, she's not a slut. Listen, ladies, it's not what you do, it's how you go about doing it. Again, ladies, it's not what you do, it's how you go about doing it. You dig? And you don't want to be that sloppy bitch at the party. You're drunk, you fucked up, you have no self-awareness, you don't know whether you're coming or going, pun intended, and you just sloppy, you're lost. You're a lost bitch. And people don't respect that. Listen, if you're going to be a hoe, so to speak, if you're going to be a slut, be a classy slut. Have some class in your slutdom and your hoism. But once again, there's no such thing as a hoe and a slut in a swinger lifestyle, because it's about sexual liberation and sexual expression. However, know your audience. Know your audience. All right? On that note, this has been another episode of Swingers After Dark. And this is your host, Nasun, baby. And check out my website, www.nasunblaze.com. That's www.nahsunblaze.com. And check out my ebook, You Me Us Them, the Swinger Manifesto. Get it? Got it good? It's good because I wrote it, and you're going to enjoy the book from start to finish. You dig? Hit up my social media. Hit up my Instagram. That's Nasun the Great. Hit up my Twitter. That's @Nasun1, the number 1. Hit up my Facebook. It's Planet Nasun. Hit up my Tumblr. It's Nasun the Great. Hit up my... What else I got out there? Oh, Snapchat. Yes, the Snap. It's Nasun the Great, and my Snapchat is for women only. Yes, the ladies. And we gonna go out like this, man. So here we go. What? So here we go. Chicka chicka. So here we go. What? Yeah, and I'm out.